Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're focusing on Childcare.Center. It's a Canadian platform, and it's making childcare searches way easier, not just for families, but for providers too.
That's right.
We've got two really great resources today. First up, we're going to break down a marketing guide. And this one is made just for Canadian childcare providers. And after that, we're going to give you a sneak peek at some new digital tools the Childcare.Center is working on.
Yeah, that sounds great. I think that's a great way to cover both like the present and the future of childcare in Canada.
Exactly. And this marketing guide asks a really interesting question like right off the bat.
Yeah.
And it's something that I think a lot of providers wonder about.
Yeah.
And the question is this: why should I even bother with marketing? Like, isn't word of mouth enough?
Right. It's a fair question, but, the guide points out that marketing lets you be a lot more intentional about things. Like, you can really think about targeting the right families for your program. Like, for example, if you offer extended hours, you could really highlight that. And then that'll draw in working parents who need that flexibility.
Right. So it's really about finding like the best fit. It's not just about filling spots. It's filling them with families that are really going to thrive in your program.
Absolutely. And that leads right into the next point, which is standing out from the crowd. And the guide actually uses a great example for this. Like if you have a nature-based curriculum.
Oh, that's a good one.
Or specialize in STEM activities, those are really unique selling points, and they're going to attract families who are specifically looking for those things.
Totally. And, a well-managed online presence can save providers just so much time in the long run. And this guide really stresses how important it is to claim and then completely fill out a listing on Childcare.Center.
Absolutely. And they actually give a really practical example to illustrate this. So instead of just writing, preschool program on your profile, get a little more specific. Say something like, our Montessori-inspired preschool program focuses on hands-on learning and social-emotional development.
I love that.
The more detailed you are, the better Childcare.Center can connect you with the families who are looking for exactly what you offer.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And speaking of making connections, this guide also has some really fun suggestions for engaging with families locally.
Oh, yeah. Like hosting events like preparing your toddler for preschool or even partnering with local businesses for discounts.
I love that.
And they also say make sure to encourage happy families to leave reviews.
Oh, yeah. Reviews are huge.
Yeah. It's all about building that sense of trust and community.
For sure. For sure. And then there's the content itself.
Yes.
The guide emphasizes really the importance of sharing content that truly resonates with parents. And their top suggestion is going behind the scenes.
Yes. Love this one.
So sharing photos and videos that give families a glimpse into daily life at the center, that's a fantastic way to just build that trust and let them see how their child would fit in.
Right. Transparency is so key these days. Parents really want to know what their child's day is going to look like, and visuals are a great way to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
To give them that reassurance. And then on top of that, the guide also encourages providers to think about simplifying communication, like offer things like online booking or a detailed FAQ section, or send out regular updates like email reminders for upcoming events.
Oh, yeah. All those things can make a huge difference, streamlining communication and keeping families in the loop.
Definitely.
The guide also has some suggestions for how to expand your reach beyond Childcare.Center.
Right. So they mention things like social media campaigns or local advertising, even collaborating with local parenting influencers.
Whoa, wow.
It's a really unique way to tap into an already engaged audience.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
Okay, so for providers that are ready to take their marketing to that next level, the guide gives a rundown of more advanced tactics. So things like Google My Business Optimization, targeted advertising, email campaigns, seasonal promotions, you name it.
But as the guide emphasizes, all of this is for nothing if you don't track your results.
That's so true.
Yeah. You need to be analyzing what's working, what's not. It's about being really strategic with your approach.
Yeah.
And adapting it based on the data that you're gathering.
For sure. And providers can save themselves so much time and effort by just fully utilizing their Childcare.Center listing.
Right.
By completing fields like childcare highlights, languages spoken by staff, and health and safety policies, you're basically creating this mini website within Childcare.Center.
Yeah.
That can answer a lot of common parent questions right up front.
It's all about working smarter, not harder. And that's what these digital tools that we're going to discuss next are all about.
Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit and talk about some of the exciting new tools that Childcare.Center is developing. I feel like we're getting a sneak peek here.
Yeah, it's very cool.
at some digital innovations
Yep.
that could really change the game for both providers and families.
Yeah. So the first one is pretty amazing. They're developing an AI-powered search function.
Oh, wow.
So imagine families, they're going on to childcare.center,
Right.
and instead of just like typing in keywords,
Yeah.
they can actually have a conversation with like an AI assistant.
So they could say something like, we're looking for a center in downtown Toronto that focuses on outdoor play and has a strong emphasis on art.
Exactly.
And then the AI assistant would help them narrow down their options?
Exactly. The AI is being trained on all the data from the providers that are listed on the platform, so it can take those really specific preferences and then recommend the best matches. And this is where that detailed profile that we talked about earlier becomes so important. The more information a provider includes about their program, like the better the AI can understand what makes them unique and match them accordingly.
That makes a lot of sense. It sounds like a real time saver for families that are just trying to sift through so many options.
It is. And it's a huge advantage for providers, too. Like, imagine having like a personalized matchmaker working for you 24/7, connecting you with the families who are specifically looking for what you offer.
I love that. It's like childcare.center is taking all the guesswork out of the process. Are there any other digital tools in the works?
Yeah. So they're also working on some tools to manage tour bookings and wait lists.
Okay.
Which, again, makes it easier for families to connect with providers and for providers to streamline all those administrative tasks.
Love that.
And, while some of these features are still under development, there's one immediate benefit that providers get by claiming their page right now.
Okay.
And that is direct messages from families.
Oh, so families can reach out to providers directly through the platform.
Yes.
That sounds like a great way to start building a relationship.
Exactly. Families can send messages right to a provider's inbox to, express interest or ask questions. It opens up a direct line of communication early on in the process.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And all of these tools are really designed to just create like a smoother and more user-friendly experience for everybody involved.
It sounds like childcare.center is really committed to staying ahead of the curve and providing just the best possible resources for both families and providers.
Absolutely. They're constantly innovating and looking for ways to improve the childcare landscape in Canada. And, that brings us to the big question. How can you use all of this information to your advantage?
Yeah, it really feels like childcare.center is building this like whole ecosystem for childcare in Canada.
I think that's a great way to put it. They're not just addressing one piece of the puzzle. It's like they're looking at the big picture and creating solutions that benefit everyone. So let's bring this back to you. Whether you're a parent and you're searching for that like perfect childcare spot, or you're a provider and you're looking to, connect with families and grow your business, Childcare.center is a resource that you need to be using.
Absolutely. And remember, we've only just scratched the surface here.
Right.
We unpacked some really valuable marketing strategies from that guide.
Yeah.
And we've given you a glimpse into the future with these incredible digital tools that are coming up.
Yeah. And it's clear that Childcare.center is so committed to making the childcare experience in Canada as like positive and seamless as possible. And they're constantly evolving and innovating, which is really exciting to see.
It is. So as we wrap up this deep dive, the question I'll leave you with is this. How can you leverage the power of Childcare.center, whether you're on the family side or the provider side? There's something here for everyone.
Totally. Think about how you can use these insights and these tools to achieve your goals, whether that's finding that perfect childcare arrangement for your family or building a really thriving childcare business.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of childcare and Childcare.center.
Yeah.
We hope you found it valuable. And until next time, keep learning, keep growing, keep connecting.